Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week wisdom and legacy building podcast. This is day 904 of our trek, and time for Meditation Monday. Taking time to relax, refocus, and reprioritize our lives is crucial in order to create a living legacy. For some, it may be just a time alone for quiet reflection. Some may utilize structured meditation practices. In my life, meditation includes reading and reflecting on God's Word and in prayer. It is a time to renew my mind, refocus on what is most important, and making sure that I'm nurturing my soul, mind, and body. As you come along with me each trek on Meditation Monday, it is my hope and prayer that you too will experience a time of quiet reflection and renewing of your mind. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. No feats of greatness, nor great failures happen overnight. Neither do you grow strong spiritually, nor have great moral failures overnight. Everything we do, good or bad, is based on a series of small decisions that we make on a daily basis. There are no overnight successes, nor overnight failures. In our Meditation Monday today, we will learn about stuck in a sinkhole. Let's first look at a story about King David, and this is found in 2 Samuel chapter 11, verses 2 and 3. Late one afternoon, after his midday rest, David got out of bed and was walking on the roof of the palace. As he looked out over the city, he noticed a woman of unusual beauty taking a bath. He sent someone to find out who she was, and he was told, "She is Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite." And this short snippet reminds me of a story from a little over 20 years ago. In December 1985, an enormous sinkhole swallowed a house and a carport and forced the evacuation of 4 homes in a retirement community in Florida. The hole was about the size of a pickup truck when it was discovered, but within 3 hours, it had grown to 30 by 40 feet and had swallowed half the small house. 2 hours later, it expanded to more than 70 feet, and the house and the carport were gone. Authorities were very grateful that it finally stopped growing without doing even more damage. In this passage in Samuel that we read today, David discovered that sin is like an ever-expanding sinkhole. He was walking on the flat roof of his palace. He saw a beautiful woman bathing. Instead of turning away, he stood and gazed at her beauty. At this point, the sinkhole was small, but expanding. When seeing her, he could have made the decision to go back into the palace and not take any action. But that did not happen. He inquired about who she was, and the sinkhole was growing even larger. After finding out that she was already married, he should have made the decision to forget about her. He did not. In the following verses in 2 Samuel 11, verses 4 and 5, it tells us, "Then David sent a messenger to get her, and she came to the palace, and he slept with her. She had just completed her purification rites after having her menstrual period. Then she returned home. Later, when Bathsheba found out that she was pregnant, she sent David a message saying, 'I am pregnant.'" What started out as only a look ended up in tragedy for all that was involved, which included King David ordering the murder of Bathsheba's husband, the death of the child, and much despair. Many people, like David, find themselves falling into the sinkhole of temptation because they leave the door open to temptation to enter. Temptation works the same for all of us. It is progressive. It can start out with an innocent look, then a thought, and then if we linger longer on the look, the thought progresses to desire. Then we become blind and fool ourselves by rationalizing that it won't hurt, and then we yield to that temptation. Following this pathway can quickly lead one into the sinkhole of sin as well as despair. To overcome temptation, we need to realize just how vulnerable we are that the pull of temptation has on us. Note that the saying, "What the mind dwells on, the body acts on," and this can be either good or bad. When temptation knocks on our door, the best defense is to change our thinking. To do this, we must immediately pray and go to God's Word, such as 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. The temptations in your life are no different from what others experience, and God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, He will show you a way out so that you can endure. And also in God's Word in Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Don't copy the behaviors and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Be careful what you think about. Be careful what you look at. Be careful what decisions you make. and then be careful of the actions that you take. In other words, be very careful. That's a wrap for our meditation for today. Next week, we will continue our trek on Meditation Monday as we take time to reflect on what's most important in creating our living legacy. On tomorrow's trek, we will explore another wisdom quote. This 3-minute wisdom supplement will assist you in becoming healthy, wealthy, and wise each day. Thank you for joining me for this trek that we call life. Encourage your friends and family to join us, and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. If you'd like to listen to any of the past 903 daily treks or read the wisdom journals, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. And I encourage you to subscribe to Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. It's your choice. See you tomorrow.